What up, people? This is Revan the Legend, and you are here with my top 5 Broken Sword games. Now, there has been 5 full titles released. Game 5 was split into 2 episodes, episodes 1 and 2. For the sake of this video, I'm going to treat Broken Sword 5 as one singular game. I will not be including the fan-made Broken Sword 2.5, even though I can say that it was fantastic. So, it was really good. I played it. I enjoyed it thoroughly. But what I'm going to do on this one, like I said, top 5 Broken Sword games. And, without further ado, let's get into it. So here we are, in 5th position is Broken Sword 3. Now, I'm guessing a lot of fans of the series are probably going to have the same opinion on this game as me as far as placement on the list, but I have to say, it goes without saying that this was not a bad game. You know, I thought the jump into 3D was brave, and it was quite nice to see some of these locations in 3 dimensions. But it was just the game in general. There was a lot of like the block puzzles, which are the moving of the blocks, which got a little bit boring for me. I also didn't really like the storyline for the main characters. I would have liked to have seen George and Nico a bit more together, but they were separated yet again. So good game is not bad. Like, it's not a bad game, but I would say of the bunch, it would be in the 5th position place. So let's see what we've got at number 4. So in 4th position we have Broken Sword 4, Angel of Death. And again, this is not an indictment against the 3D version of the game. You know, it was fine. Like it was, like I said in the previous one, it was quite nice to see some locations in 3 dimensions. It really came down to me, the storyline, and mostly the storyline with George Stovar and Anna Maria. You know, it wasn't working for me, to be honest. We like George and Nico. I don't want this blonde hussy all getting up in the way of the Stovar love. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't mind it. And of course, George at this point is making that transition from like the bumbling amateur detective into a bit of an Indiana Jones kind of guy, and I don't know, like, I just don't know. But you know, without question, a great game. I still thoroughly enjoy it. I'm going to be doing a playthrough on it soon, actually, as well, because you know, a great game. But just in the scheme of things, I've got it at number 4. Here we are, in 3rd position is Broken Sword 2, and I tell you, these last 3 places, they're hurting my soul. It hurts my soul, people. It's so difficult to, I mean, the 3D games, like we all know, that you know, they're very good for what they are, they're great, but it's just, when it comes to Broken Sword, I think 1, 2, and 5 are probably going to be universally seen as the best of the bunch. And I just don't know, like, it was really hard to put them in position. I'm gonna say that this one is 3rd position, maybe because it feels a touch shorter than the other 2 games. You know, there's really not a whole lot. There's not a whole lot to it. I guess you could say it's the first time the game's got a bit supernatural. You know, with what happens at the end of it. I mean, I guess that there are elements to the Templars which again are a bit supernatural. But I feel like maybe this one, it went a smidge on the tail end, but I'm really trying to poke holes to try and, you know, justify a position for this. It's really hard. I love this game. I love the Marseille dock scene is probably my favorite part of the game. It's just, I don't know, but I had to do it. I had to put it at number 3. So let's see what's made number 2. Here we are in 2nd place. This was so hard to do this. It really was. Broken Sword 5. Now, it was the return to the old, you know, the older style of game. Maybe a touch more on the comic side than the originals 1 and 2. Obviously, the remakes gave it a bit more of a comic book feel, which this one continues on with. It was, you know, it was a big game. A lot of really like beautiful locations, awesome storyline. Like, you know, it ticked all the boxes. It was really a fantastic game. When you're coming up against the original, it's always going to be that nostalgic, you know, essence of the original versus the new and the bigger of this one here. And it was neck and neck. It was really difficult for me. I managed, you know, when making the list, I managed to put, you know, the 5th, 4th, and even 3rd was reasonably easy to put it in order. But the top 2, it was a struggle, people. But this one here, fantastic game, back to form. Hoping that number 6 is going to be out at some point. But it's made number 2, so I'm pretty sure we know what's coming. But let's have a look at number 1. It's not a surprise, people. Number 1, we have Broken Sword 1, Shadow of the Templars. We have, obviously, there's 2 versions of it now. You've got the original, and then you've got the director's cut with the, you know, the added Nico scenes. To be honest, either or for me. There's like minor things. Ah, the goat! No! Woo! Oh, this is it. The goat puzzle. I had to show it. I had to show a little clip of it. Easy now. Easy now. Back to where I was. So yeah, so it's looking easier, but it really wasn't. This wasn't easy. I mean, in hindsight, okay, like in hindsight, kind of easy, but at the time, not easy. But yeah, I mean, this game is fantastic. There's a lot of things, you know, a lot of things you can pick over the original or the director's cut. Obviously, the Nico scenes added is a fantastic thing. Even small things, just like the font. I really love the font of the original Broken Sword games 1 and 2. I don't know what it is, but I like the font. Can we bring back the font? Mr. Cecil, Revolution, can we bring back the font? I do. I really like the original font. I don't know why. I don't know what it is. There's just something about it. It's beautiful. Oh, I'm going to wait to see if it comes up on the screen. Where's the font? Oh, I've cut it off. I've cut off the font. But yeah, trust me. Trust me when I tell you, the font is good. I love it. Broken Sword 1 was probably my first favorite game, if that makes sense. Like certainly adventure game. Like the first adventure game that I really loved, really enjoyed. Obviously, the series has just grown. Even, like, I keep saying it, but the 3D games still have so many positive elements to it. It would be a shame for anyone to overlook those games, you know, just based on the graphical perspective. But Broken Sword is, without question, one of the greatest series ever made. I hope it continues. Ralph Saxon is a fantastic George Stobar, and I hope he continues to make these games. You know, and I've got a long history with the Broken Sword franchise. I was at one point I worked on a fan site which was called Broken Sword Planet. Fantastic, you know, fantastic site. I only worked on it for a little bit, but I managed to do an interview over email with Ralph Saxton and with Charles Cecil, which was fantastic. You know, this game is iconic, and it needs to continue. It needs to continue. And if you're a fan of this game, make sure you've gone and checked out Beyond a Steel. Oh, I can't even figure out what it's called. But it's a Revolution game. Beyond a Steel. Oh, it's gonna annoy me. It's really gonna annoy me. But you gotta check it out because it's fantastic. I really love it. So there we go. It's amazing. Check out this game. Check out the rest. Thank you for watching. Revan the Legend, and as always, bye, 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 bye.